involve adult themes and strong language. This is The Curse of Penance RPG.
Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of the Curse of Penance RPG. Who are you? What are you? And what is your favourite form of alcohol? Starting with Karen.
Well, howdy, I am Karen Lebowski. I am trying to find my way out of this absolute hellhole full of degenerates and hippie sex cults. I have some dude's ear in my inventory, and I'm slowly losing a handle on this accent.
I thought you had an ear.
I mean, I bit a dude's ear off last week, I guess.
Oh, yeah, so you did, yeah. I forgot
Currently,
about
I
that.
added it to my inventory. You never know when you might need an ear.
I think we
My
just lost Rosie.
grandpapa always said keep an ear close to the ground. That's why I had one on his shoe.
Oh, God. Okay.
My- Are we after my favourite alcohol or Karen's favourite alcohol?
Up to you. Don't mind.
Well, I'm not too picky, to be honest. I'll drink about anything that you put in front of me.
So will Karen,
But-
surely.
I think that Karen is probably like a for the Mad Dog kind of gal. Maybe a Fireball. She strikes me as that kind of person.
Are you mocking the mighty MD 2020, Karen?
Yeah. Quite frankly, yes. It turns your tongue blue.
Does, yeah.
That's never a good sign, unless it's like a lollipop aimed at 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
I had Karen down as being like a shots of apple sours kind of woman.
Oh, I did shots of apple sours once, and it was a waste of time, if nothing
Gee.
else.
So I ran a campaign where all of the health potions were red sours.
Meg.
Hi, I'm Amy. I play Meg. She's a human rogue. And I think the more we go through this journey, Meg's starting to think that she kind of needs to get flirting lessons from Karen out of all the attraction that she's getting from all the but I can't say Barovia even. And she has 2 nice daggers and a squeeze box, which she's hoping that we'll finally, now that Ozmand has his guitar, we'll have a little sing.
Starting a band.
Yep, start a band. Meg's favourite alcohol would be rum, same as mine.
Okay. AJ.
Hey, I'm AJ, and I'm playing Ozmand, who is a tiefling who has finally reclaimed his bard title now that he has a guitar. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ozmand is also, like me, a bit of a cider drinker.
Fair enough. Rosie.
Hi, I'm Lexa. I'm playing Rosie the Human Fighter. Rosie's having a great time and is also intrigued by Karen's man-eating. And
Literally.
I'll say
Right.
together our favourite alcohol, and so is Rosie's, is beer. And tonight we're sponsored by Tiger, born in Singapore.
Tiger's pretty nice. And Tubbs.
Now, just, you can edit this bit out. Where was Tubbs last week, canonically?
I think there was a rumour that Tubbs ate a bad mushroom that someone told him not to eat.
Me,
Oh,
I
for
told him not to eat it.
sure. For sure. That is a very Tubbs thing. Anyway, hello, my name is Tubbs, and I am the captain of CSI Barovia, although the others don't know that yet. I'm currently recovering from a very dodgy mushroom, which I thought looked delicious, but apparently was not delicious. And I am a big fan of a Lagavulin 16-year whiskey, mainly because this is a fantasy world where I can afford it. Yes! That's my first
Nice.
intro laugh.
So what happened last week?
Previously on The Curse of Penance RPG.
Last week, Karen got into a crazy cage fight voluntarily.
What the fuck?
Yeah. She walked into it.
She was like, yeah, alright, I'll do this. And they were like, are you a prisoner though? And she was like, no, I'm just a person.
You're just here for the crack.
Is this a good time to
Quite
tell our
literally.
avid listeners that I, in fact, do not know what happened last week because I wasn't here, and I am just as enraptured as they are with Karen's cage fight antics.
Set the tent on fire.
Oh yeah, we set the tent on fire.
Yeah, we got asked to check out a bandit camp, and it was like being ruled over by a pair of werewolf brothers, and we killed both of them.
Did we not find a girl as well?
Oh yeah, and there was a cat
It
girl
was a
there.
cat.
Oh yeah, it was a cat.
Was she one of the girls who was missing, or?
Maybe.
Oh.
No, she was a familiar, was she not?
No, she was definitely a girl who thought she was a cat.
Oh, okay.
And none of you were sure what the fuck to do about it, so you just kind of like picked her up and ran.
we didn't know what to do a lot of last week, did we?
Yeah.
So last week you brought the cat girl back to Rictavio, who was in his tower at the edge of Lake Barovia.
Is he the leader of the town we're in?
You're not in a town at the moment. Basically, on the way back from Kresk, you met Rictavio, who was the weird minstrel you met before.
Oh yeah, old Ricky.
Yeah, he gave me my guitar.
So he went back to his tower and he gave Ozmand his guitar and he asked you if you could go and check out this bandit camp while he searched for his assistant.
I seem to remember canonically his name is Rictavio Martin.
Tavio Martin to go with your horse, Enrique.
Yeah.
Well, I have taken a call him Ricky.
Is he in
It's just
superstition, black cats and voodoo dolls?
Is this the new Shania Twain?
Did he make anyone take their clothes off and go dancing in the rain?
He didn't
Sure
make
he
us,
did.
but, you know, fun's fun.
So you returned to Rictavio and brought this cat and this, if you remember, the big book of torture from last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're there recovering from your deeds and cage fighting and sort of trying to like fix Karen's wounds, like the fact she's got cheese grater holes in her head.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, my nose got broken like twice. I got stabbed in the leg. I didn't come out well of the whole thing, to be honest.
Does she now have a slightly more rustic charm about her, though?
She looks more like a scarecrow, if that's what you're asking.
Oh.
So as you're sort of piecing yourself back together, Rictavio tells you, after flicking through the torture book, that he is surprised and slightly alarmed that there are so many people seemingly coming from Argonsvold Holt, as that place is quite dead. There's not usually anyone round there, so quite how they got so many subjects on their kidnapping torture books from there, he really thinks like you should go investigate while
I
he
mean-
takes this cat girl back.
I ain't never heard of no Argonsville Hold or whatever the hell it's called.
He tells you it's a old abandoned manor that's like long before like the war and everything, like several hundred years ago, there was this like royal family or something that must have lived there. He's not really sure, he doesn't know the region very well, but it's been a long abandoned manor house, and last time he checked there was nobody anywhere near it. So he thinks it might be the best idea if you guys go and check that out while he continues to look for his assistant and drops this cat girl back off to Vallaki.
So hold on, you want us to go and search out the weird, crazy torture house while you go and just chill?
He sort of shrugs and says, well, what do you want?
I mean, how about we take the cat girl?
Yeah, how do you know?
check out Cripper Town.
How about we go to the tavern and have a few drinks?
Yeah, I'm with Ray.
You didn't really tell us about the whole werewolf thing.
What
And what's that
werewolf?
about? Bros! The camp.
What
Well,
I'm saying, Ricky, is Oz has got his guitar,
yeah.
Meg's got a squeeze box. Why don't you sweeten the pot for us a little bit? We're trying to get a band together.
Well, what do you want?
What have you got?
I pull out another handwritten note saying drummer wanted and say, if you're going into town, can you at least put this up? We put one up.
Did you
We
take
put
the
one
one
up
off
in
the
the
one in
bandit
the
camp,
bandit
but then-
camp?
Yeah, we put one up in the bandit camp, but then the camp burned down mysteriously.
And we also were looking for a guitarist in that one as well, not a drummer.
Should we
I
make
thought we
like,
were asking for a drummer.
No, it was only a guitarist because we wanted to steal the guitar, not the person.
like a banner up on the mystery wagon as well, advertising that we need a drummer?
Yeah, we did that as well.
Yeah, you were looking for a drummer, I remember that last week.
Yeah.
So we should go back to the cart and see if anyone's turned up.
We can hold auditions, it's going to be great.
He sort of strokes his beard and says, okay, well, if you tell me what you want, I can pay you, but... He sort of looks around and says, all I really have of any kind of value is my crow. You can have my crow if you want.
Can the
What?
crow
That
drum?
crow.
Can the crow what?
Drum.
He can peck things.
Yeah, but has he
Can
got
we
rid of
give it a tiny drum?
Is he
I-
friendly?
Well,
No,
it's the
no,
one
go.
you were cuddling last week, if you remember, Meg.
Oh, was it? Oh, Meg's totally wanted to keep that.
Isn't that his friend though?
No, it's just a
Yeah,
crow.
that much about him.
Oh, so you're
really
literally
care that
trying
much
on the
about it,
random
yeah.
crow.
We
Well,
can
you know, as
train-
I said last week to you, that I have a habit of any animals I train, they seem to get attached to people. It's like how I lost my monkey.
Maybe
Well-
we can train it to peck rhythmically.
Exactly. We can take the crow.
We can also scout with it as well.
That is a true fact.
Okay, so he gestures sort of towards the crow, and the crow sort of like happily jumps down and starts cawing happily at Meg.
Yay! Hi! You're going to be called
And
Diaval.
Rosie just quits.
Rosie wanted it.
Just rage quit.
Oh no! We can share him, Rosie.
Like that, she comes back.
Yep, she gets back. Yes, so you now have this crow.
He fell sit on my shoulder.
So,
Does the
yeah.
crow have a name?
I said his name was Diaval.
Diaval?
Yeah, from like Maleficent.
Okay.
Maleficent's crow.
I'll be honest,
Maleficent's crow.
I haven't heard his music, but I'm assuming we're following convention.
So, yeah, he sort of shrugs and says, well, yep, enjoy your crow. He's been very loyal to me. But,
Oh, now I feel bad.
Has anybody got any biscuits? I need to feed him a biscuit.
Well, I hope you don't feel too lonely now that you have no companion.
It feels slightly better.
Karen, why don't you accompany Ricky?
Ooh.
he sort of looks over and sort of immediately his eyes grow wide and says, no, it's fine. Karen can just, Karen can stay with you.
Clearly, I'm too much
No, it's fine.
I'm
Right.
clearly too much woman for the boy.
He was quite alarmed when he noticed the like cheese grater wounds in your head.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was my bad. I'm sorry about that.
Now, this is the only podcast I'll ever have to ask this question, I feel like. I'm assuming this is a genuine literal cheese grater as opposed to cheese grater-esque wound.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Karen was in the fighting pit and I threw the cheese grater down for her to use as a weapon, but the other guy got to it first.
That's fine.
And used it on her face.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same level.
In the sort of spirit of one of those classic death matches of old, Karen had a cheese grater used in her head.
Yep.
It was not my finest moment.
I don't think it was any of
that is though. So, yes, he gives you directions and says, if you find anything, let me know. There must be something there. If there's been this many subjects taken from here to the bandit camp, then there must be something going on here.
So basically, the bandits have been kidnapping people from this crazy mansion kind of place and taking them back and torturing them.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
We can send the crow with a
last time
message.
he checked there was no one there.
that's a good point. Will this crow come back to you?
Well, not if I tell it it's yours.
Okay.
And he
He's
sort
already
of
done
whispers
that.
something to the crow, and the crow sort of happily like flaps at Meg.
Yay!
Ah.
Come here, buddy.
You considered going into the pet trade rather than this whole witch hunter thing.
He sort of laughs and tells you that his heart is in the witch hunting trade, but he does always like training beasts.
I mean, if you knew how to drum, you could come with us, but there we go.
He tells you that he doesn't really know how to drum. Plus, he has to find his
Although-
assistant.
I will say the one thing the CSI Barovia is missing, most police departments, most general departments do have an animal wing with like attack dogs and stuff. So we might
That's
actually...
Yeah, you could be our K9 unit.
Exactly. And you've already got a cat, so...
He sort of looks at Jason and goes, I hope he's talking about you.
Oh, we have a horse too.
In fact, we've got quite a lot of animals, to be fair.
That's true, we do.
So we need
Well,
somebody to
count-
look after them.
Do I count the mongrel guy as an animal? Not Nolan.
Noel Edmonds.
Nolan.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that's...
the one that's sending you wine when he can find you.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
left him at the winery. You know, he's our
Yeah.
agent. He's our man on the ground.
It's like half animal.
He still knows what's up.
We have 2.5 animals. Or 3.5, sorry.
Karen when she's in the mood.
4.5 then.
He does tell you that he's not sure if you should take your cart with you, because if the bandits have been picking up from Argon's Vault, it seems that they must have been taking the prisoners by something, and it's a long walk from Argon's Vault to the bandit camp, so he doesn't think they'd have done it by foot, but it's your call.
But they already got a wagon.
He doesn't think if you do take the wagon you should leave it outside, put it that way.
I
But-
see, so if they're rolling into town and taking people in a wagon, then we're gonna rock up in a wagon and be like, hey, it's those bastards who come to kidnap people, and then they're gonna
I
kill us
see.
in the face.
I'll
I'll be honest, you're a wily fella.
Sorry, I thought I was going somewhere.
I thought we disconnected.
I thought there was more coming.
What on earth happened here?
First awkward silence of the episode.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
I celebrated far too soon about getting a laugh on my intro.
So, what are you doing then?
Leave our cart somewhere then.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to take his advice.
I mean, maybe Ricky wants to take it back into town for us, given that, we trust him, right?
Yeah,
we
we
trust
get it
him.
washed.
First.
We can send him to wash our cart for us.
Yeah, and he can organise the audition so when we get back.
That's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
Is Oz our lead vocal?
Well, I'm playing guitar, and I guess...
I thought
do some
Rosie was our
vocals.
vocalist.
Yeah.
That's fine then. So,
Vocalist helps.
the last thing I'm going to ask you, Ricky, is that unbeknownst to my colleagues here, I am also a master musician. I'm a percussionist. I'm wondering if you've got a, what we like to call a triangle where I come from.
A triangle.
Yes, I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
He sort of walks to the back of his thing. You hear him sort of digging through boxes, and he sort of turns to you and says, I don't have a triangle. I have a bassoon.
I'll be honest, that was my second instrument as a child. I mean, can we have the bassoon?
If you really want a bassoon, sure. And he brings this very dusty bassoon over to you.
I mean, guys, I'm not quite sure why I have a bassoon now, but I have one, given it's probably the size of me.
Yep.
I mean, you did ask for the bassoon.
I mean, that's true. Does anyone know how to play the bassoon?
Yeah, you
You
just
can.
What the hell?
In real life, I do, but no, Meg doesn't.
Sometimes you just got to
Yeah,
kind of stand in the
advice
corner
is-
and blow.
That's cool. I mean, I tell you what, you keep it in the wagon for now. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure where I was going with this bit.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
how are you getting to Argoswell? Are you walking? You taking the cart? What are you doing?
I think we should leave the cart.
Can we at least, take the cart halfway?
Yeah, we could hide it in the trees or something.
Put, a blanket over it.
I mean, could we put a sign on it saying definitely not bandit?
Didn't you put a rune on it?
Yeah, you have put a rune on it.
No, that's the point though, guys. I'm going to look very pensive at room. We do have an
Yeah.
emergency contingency, and I'm going to turn and look at the rune that I painted on the side.
Yeah, there is the rune on the side, yeah.
Doesn't it say CSI Barovia on it somewhere as well?
Yeah, it does.
The wagon, yes, it does, in very, Scooby-Doo style handwriting.
In orange paint.
In orange paint, yep.
I also took Victor's sign from his room and put it on there that says Victor, keep out.
No one.
But now none of us can go in it.
No, we're just telling Victor to keep out.
Yeah.
Only the victors can go in here.
Well,
one-
that's that fire pit. I came out pretty on top.
I'm going to look around at the group as well, but no one's touched our room, right?
No.
That's what I
don't
think.
think we have.
I think
That's
they'd
okay,
know.
good.
If I remember
True.
right what it does, I think they'd know if they touched it.
I feel like they would, but just I feel like I put it on there and didn't really tell anyone about. Just don't touch it, all right?
Yeah.
Especially
I don't
Karen.
touch it.
Especially Karen. Okay.
Oh,
Don't
I
touch
would love
what?
to see that. I
An
genuinely
island
would.
against a wall.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So,
So we're gonna
So-
take the cart, but leave it halfway.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we
guess.
could probably take it most of the way and then just hide it off the road, I think.
Or do that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. So you drop the cart off and you continue on foot to Argonsvold Holt. As you get
Yeah.
close, you find it's a very large manor house on the edge of the swamp. And as you go through the crumbling walls of the sort of outskirts, you notice the first thing you see is quite a large dragon statue. It's like it had lots of gems festooned all over it, but they've all been ripped off over time, and the statue has basically fallen to mold and moss, and one of the wings has fallen and crumbled at the side. It's completely a shadow of its former self.
This is creepy, you guys.
I think it was previously festooned with gems and such.
Yeah, I can see where they were chiseled out. It's very poor chisel work.
This place has stood for several hundred years.
Right. Is this statue kind of big enough to hide a cart behind?
Not really, it's kind of in front of manor houses there's that sort of big turning circle,
Okay.
and that's where it seems to be. The dragon statue seems to be in the middle of that.
Shall we hide our cart?
Yes, yeah. Rosie leads the horse and hides the cart.
Now, Enrique, be quiet while we hide you.
Nays in Spanish.
Playo. I did use this in Spanish, you guys.
Enrique, no vámonos.
Serenidad, Enrique. Volaremos pronto.
Ah, sí.
God, okay. So, you move up round the dragon statue and head towards the front of the house. As you get near the front of the house, you notice that something already feels wrong. And as you get nearer the house, you notice a very significant crimson pool in the gravel at the foot of the stairs.
Dios mío.
I didn't know we brought Enrique with us.
I didn't
He
know
sort of
Enrique could
slides
talk.
in between all of you and goes, Dios mío, and leaves.
The closest I could find for the sound that a horse makes in Spanish is the sound of a donkey, which is bray. I don't know if that helps.
Not really, no.
Does
We
he go,
talk it like,
Dios
adios
mío.
amigos.
Oh, sorry. Bray.
I feel
Adios
like,
amigos. Soy un
I
caballo.
feel like with that voice, it sounds like Enrique should just always be smoking.
Right, so it feels quite wrong around here, guys.
I'll be honest,
Maybe I was feeling a bit creeped out.
that massive puddle of blood is making me
Helping.
think you might be right.
It is a bit of a concern, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our horse started speaking some funny language.
So, not only do you notice the pool of blood, but you notice that all the way between the pool of blood and the doors, there are signs of obvious struggle all the way along. There's fingernail scratches all the way down the stairs, there's blood, there's definite signs of struggle all the way from the door all the way down to where you are.
Guys, I reckon Dodgy's out here.
I think something's already bad's came here.
Shall we just go back to Rekka and see that we found nothing?
I mean, but think about it, there might be loot. I mean, there might be people in trouble.
I mean, looking at that statue, it don't look like there's much loot.
As there might be someone in trouble, we might be able to help them.
From those scratch marks on the wall, it looks like living here is a real drag.
There it is.
Well, we don't want this thing to come after us. It's probably already got our scent or something. Now that we've already been here.
I mean, Karen is quite pungent, you're right.
That's only because I use so much perfume.
It's parfum, it.
Class number 4 by Karen Lebowski.
Man, that's another direction we can take things in.
What are you doing now?
Going in like heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick
Yeah.
open the door,
You
then
walk,
hide behind Rosie.
you walk up to the door is got dragons etched into them. The door looks like it's been broken through many times.
I'm gonna pull the door to, then kick it open and stand behind Rosie.
Okay.
He's
Pull the
ready.
door, it doesn't move. You kick the door flies open with ease. It clatters really loudly, and you hear the sound of birds fleeing from the wreckage in front of you.
CSI Barovia, get down, motherfuckers!
Well, if he didn't already know we were here, he definitely does now.
Noticing a recurring theme with the dragons. What happened to the accent on that last word there?
I don't know what happened to the accent the whole sentence. Do you want to start again?
No, I don't. I'm going to own my mistakes and live by them.
Hey, sure.
Stand
I thought you were doing
proud.
something else. That's why I didn't say anything. Okay.
I will stand proud in my mediocrity.
Okay. Yeah, there just seems to be etched dragons on the door. As you kick the door open, in front of you there's a small partition wall, and it looks like a statue, and below the statue there seems to be a poster, but it's just written words, and then below that is a very neat pile of clothes and a bag of stuff.
A
Does
bag
it look
of
like it's been there a
stuff.
while?
It's quite shadowy, it's about a good 5-10 meters away from where you are, but there's not much light in that part.
Looks like someone was leaving here in a hurry.
If Karen was to perhaps investigate the bag of stuff, might it be expensive stuff?
You walk up towards the bag of stuff, and as you get to about 2-3 meters away from the bag of stuff, you realise that the statue is not in fact a statue. It is in fact someone that has been pinned to the wall by about 50 to 100 daggers.
Okay, but is the stuff
Odd.
expensive?
You can have a look in the stuff if you want.
A lot of daggers.
Roll and I'll tell you.
That's a lot of daggers even for Rosie.
Okay, you open the bag. Inside the bag is a set of tarot cards, missing 3 cards, and a small elven dagger.
Ah, fuck. What are the 3 missing cards?
It's always like that. There's never all the pieces.
But I'm just going to throw it up there. You'll remember this all started with someone giving us some tarot cards.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, no, I did not remember that.
I didn't know, but now I remember.
Is this body female or male? Sorry.
It's female.
Does it look anything like the hag that we saw that time?
Yes.
Ah, fuck. Do you remember this lady?
I do
She
now.
gave us
You
the
say
key,
about
didn't
it.
she?
Yeah,
We-
after you kept punching the cart.
Now that
She-
you've explained who she is, yes, I remember her.
If you remember, she helped us get out of the cart. She brought the dog back on the patches, and I believe she was pretty solid. And now she's here, held up by 50 fucking daggers. Did I remember what cards we got?
Nah.
Wait, did we keep the cards?
You
I
did
think
keep
we
the
kept
cards.
them.
Cool. I'm gonna look at what the cards were.
Okay.
There was a windmill.
There was a windmill, there was a man building a pyramid, and there was a wicker man.
Yes. Right.
Well, we did like 2 of them, right?
Which two did we do?
Like, there was the Wicker Man. Like, was that not the sex cult thing?
Oh, it could have been. That's true.
And then
Yeah, the
like, we
end.
did the windmill.
So
What's the
that
last
just leaves. We got to build a pyramid next. Ah, great! I fucking hate building.
The way it's gone, we'll have to burn down a pyramid.
You know, that's a fair point.
That sounds more.
I'm gonna search the hag's body, see if I can find anything of interest.
Okay.
It'll be
She's not
quite
quite
tough to
high
burn.
because below her is seemingly like a handwritten poster.
Oh,
with a
what's it
wax
supposed to
seal.
say?
The poster says, in very neat handwriting, I am aware that you have started to gather here. You have not been performing to adequate levels. My patience is running out and I am not known for my leniency. You will get my answers, whatever means necessary. You have until the next full moon to bring her back to me or I will do more than just close your little eyes. Signed, VZ.
Right, so somebody wants some answers, and they are, I'm assuming they were using tarot people to get those answers. I'm assuming someone's gone missing.
Do the daggers look like they might belong to like the same sort of style of weapons as the Vistani used?
Yes.
Okay, so now we just need to figure out what the Z means. means?
Mans!
The bandits weren't Vistani, were they?
No. They were kind of
Vistani were the
here, there, and
Libsyn.
everywhere, but they weren't predominantly Vistani, no. Maybe 1 or 2, but not many.
So basically, someone is hunting down these people trying to find out where this lady is, whoever she is.
I mean, it looks like she was stabbed by a whole bunch of Vistani dudes in like VZ with the letters.
I mean, I can see why you'd think that.
Like Vistani
Zulu.
Zoo. Yeah. We were sort of on the same page except you had an extra Lou.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at her body and see if I can work
Okay.
anything out. Should we get her down? I mean, she did us a solid, and I feel like this is an opportunity to get a lot of daggers.
Yeah, I'll help you get her down.
Just see Tubbs knocking it down with his.
Twat them down, getting daggers out of the way, yeah.
I am kitted out. I've got a spear and a bow and arrow and a fireball staff.
Yeah, fully strapped.
As you try and pull the daggers out, some of them are really embedded in the wall, as in it must have taken really great strength to, like, not only pierce through the skin, but, like, pierce through the wall that deep. 'Cause
So
it's a solid
here's my
stone
issue.
wall.
So could we take the wall down instead?
How high would you say she is in the air?
She's about 2 meters up.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I reckon that someone put her up here and was that tall and that strong. So this is a big ass beefy boy we're dealing with here.
I hope someone hasn't done this for a show, and I just hope they didn't know we were coming.
I
That'd be pretty
mean,
messed up.
it sounds like they were trying to kind of use the tarot to work out where people were, or use like seers and stuff. Well, it sounds like it wasn't really working out for them, so I guess we're 50-50 on whether they know we're here or not.
I mean, if they was looking for us, why didn't they check out the pyramid or the orgy?
Maybe they
That's-
did.
But they were too distracted by the orgy.
Well, we
Also
haven't
the
exactly
drugs.
been hiding, though, have we?
No.
I mean, we
No.
have been
No.
putting out adverts.
I mean, I didn't realize we should have been hiding, to be honest.
But we are on the run. We were prisoners.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but
true,
We
but
weren't prisoners here, though.
No,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
true.
but we broke out, so now it's like we're free men. That's how it works, right?
Sure, yeah. Let's go with that.
so
Okay, so what you doing?
We're getting the woman down, and I want to proceed further into the building.
Okay. You pull the woman down, Her body looks like she's been like burned and bruised and cut and sliced and scalped and pretty much anything you can think that would be of vile, torturous nature. So once you take her down, you can loot what was left, which is a blood-red robe, a blindfold, a pair of leather boots, 50 daggers, the tarot cards and dagger that were there before.
That is a lot of daggers.
Did she have any earrings? I feel like a fortune-telling lady would have really tacky earrings.
If she had any, they're not there anymore, though that her
Damn.
ears are like slightly sliced up.
Now, I'm guessing that these are the kind of people when I was indisposed last week, or rather yesterday, but I'm imagining these are the same kind of injuries you found on the torture victims at the bandit camp.
I mean, we didn't really see any torture victims per se.
Okay.
No. They were looking for people to torture, and I gave your name, but they never actually, got round to torturing because, they died.
Yeah, you'd probably have noticed if they got around to torturing you.
I'll be honest, I am allergic to torture, so, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Makes me break out in a
That's
rash.
your account.
So, what the fuck's happening here? They're taking seers and trying to use them to find someone.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, let's go into the building and
Okay.
find out what's happening to this woman.
There is a door to your left, which leads down some stairs, and there are two doors on either side of the sort of wall that the seer was pinned to. When you look through them, you notice the room behind has completely collapsed.
There's some seriously big bangs going on around here.
I guess you got stabbed pretty hard.
I
So the
mean-
building's collapsed on one side.
This is not ideal, is it?
Well,
Going downstairs.
I guess our work's done. Why don't we head back?
Let's go get a drink.
Can I level with you guys? I'm uncomfortable.
Go downstairs. Well, weapons out. Be ready.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
be proactive.
You head down the stairs. It's a very thin, dark corridor that every 5 meters has a sort of alcove on your left-hand side. In the alcove, there are a range of sarcophagi that are either standing up or lying flat on the ground. What do you do?
I mean, bodies are my kind of thing, so shall we have a look? Sometimes people bury coffins and stuff. Do you say it look like they've been opened?
The one that's lying on its back at the moment does look like it has been opened recently.
Let's have a look at that one. They're clearly looking for something, and I'm guessing, given they didn't open the rest of them, they might have found it.
Sarcophaguses do tend to have lots of valuable things in them.
Nice jewellery.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the one that's been opened.
I mean, rookie mistake tubs, they've already turned that one over.
You push the sarcophagi open. There is something inside. There are several bottles of what seems like some kind of wine. That's basically it. It seems like it's been used as a wine storage.
Can I try the wine?
You do. You take the bottle of wine out, you look it over in your hands, and then you try it.
How does it taste?
It tastes just on the edge of turning into vinegar, as in it's that old.
This is some old ass wine, guys. Yeah.
It tastes like classified carrot.
It's repeating on me. So,
It's
this is
called
some old
Vino na Mishkiti.
Is it a
I'm
name
butchering the
we-
pronunciation of.
Is that a name we recognise? Like, is that one of the brands from the winery, or?
It's not a name you recognise, no. And if you want to see how it's pronounced so you can do a better pronunciation than me, it's that.
Vino na miskite. I went a bit Japanese there.
Looks
Okay.
Japanese, to be fair, like the last word.
Should we search the next one?
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one's in the next alcove.
Yep.
And as you walk into this alcove, you see the number 74, painted on the wall in blood.
Oh, Ted.
Okay.
So what,
Sure,
that's the
Did-
vintage?
Did
It's
the last
like-
one have anything written? Okay.
Like 7 or 4.
Let's have a look then, see what number 74 is. Let's see what behind door 74.
Okay. You push the sarcophagus lid open, again a stone sarcophagus lid, and inside again are more bottles of this strange wine.
Do they look to have any kind of marking? Might denote.
No, they
What,
again just
70?
look like very, very old wine.
I'm gonna pop one open and try it.
Okay. Again,
Top goes
it
wine
tastes
tasting.
so old it's on the edge of vinegar.
Is it also the Vino no Mishkete?
It is.
Decided to read it more Japanese because the fucking Italian sounded weird.
Ishkete.
Or it's just like
Back
full
around.
of like London East End there. Vino na miskite.
Okay, so you look through that one. Are you going to look at the next sarcophagus?
Yeah, are there any more
Yeah.
alcoves?
You walk to the next one. This one has tally marks scratched into the wall.
How
Oh,
many
can I count?
tally marks
Yeah.
can I count?
You add them up and it comes to 77.
God damn,
Shall we
I'm
try
impressed.
that number?
Yeah, I'm impressed Karen counted that high.
Just
She ran out of
help.
fingers 5 in.
She's got class.
Are you opening this one?
Yeah.
You open this one, and as soon as you lift the lid and push, you hear the sound of frantic squeaking, and inside are about 50 to 60 starving mice.
Okay, shut the lid quickly. I don't want to go
I
in
feel
there.
like Karen has lived around enough mice to not be too worried.
You notice inside that there are scratch marks and claw marks, on the ceiling that look very human-like.
Oh shit, did someone get eaten by mice?
Oh, they totally got eaten by mice.
They do that torture thing, don't they, where they get rats to eat people?
Yeah, it's normally beetles, but this is the first time I've seen it with mice.
I take off a shoe and start splatting mice with it.
Come,
I'm gonna let Diavel handle and eat some mice. Why don't you go, little thing?
The crow's just fuck no. These are big fucking rats. It's not going near them.
right, everyone step back. I'm going to put a fireball in there.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to fire off a fireball.
I'd take a
roll.
step towards the exit in case it burns the whole place down.
19.
You throw a fireball in, you hear sort of universal frick, and then everything goes incredibly quiet.
Right, I'm going to go and have a look in there now, see if there's a body.
You look inside, there are a couple of human bones, a couple of elvish bones, basically just now the rats aren't scrambling over each other, you can see that it's definitely been used to house people.
Is there any loot in there?
You find a
Get
small
a whole
necklace.
lot of crispy rats.
Crispy
Find a what,
rats
sorry?
and a small necklace. You also find a couple of gold teeth.
Oh, I'm going to give the gold teeth to Karen.
Karen
Is there-
checks if they fit. They don't.
Is there anything remarkable about the necklace?
Yeah, can I do a check to see if I can notice anything magic whiz-biz?
The necklace seems to be some sort of purple gem, but that's about all you can work out.
I'm going
It doesn't
to...
seem magical, it seems just like a gem.
I'm
Decorative.
going to give it to Meg. Meg, I found a necklace for you. I reckon it'll go. You go.
Oh, that's pretty.
It has some rat on it. Rosie, I gave you the
Yeah.
crossbow, so it's only fair.
I'll wash it first.
Okay. As you continue down the corridor, there's not any other alcoves, but as you get to about 20 meters away from the stairwell, you notice that there's a feeling that there should be an alcove here, but it's instead been bricked up. What do you do?
Can I try and hit the bricks with my
can.
mace? Big
Okay.
goldy mace.
Hit the
Roll
brakes,
to hit the
Karen.
bricks, Karen. Okay. You
Oh,
smack
damn.
your mace off the wall shatters and collapses, and you hear everything around you rumble.
Oh.
Was that a supporting wall by any chance?
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
a
mean-
supporting wall, but you hear at the stairwell at the back where you came down, you hear a pile of debris fall and start burying you inwards.
Right,
Well,
let's not
shit.
do that.
What's behind the wall?
Behind the wall, on the floor, there's a bust, and as each of you look at it in turn, it looks like yourself, but the expression on its face is of incredibly pained anger.
I thought you were going to say there was a bus.
Guys,
Yeah,
why
it's
do these
just a
people...
pair of breasts, Belry, yeah.
Why do these people have my breast? I'd recognise those bizarrely small nipples everywhere.
It's basically from waist up to top of the head. No arms.
So remember when I saw myself hanging and you didn't believe me? Check
Yeah,
out
it was
this.
crazy talk.
I know, but look, this bust is me. Look at it.
And it can't be you, because it's me.
Nah, that's clearly my fine features.
Wait, are we all seeing ourselves?
No, I'm seeing Cliff Richard. No, I'm seeing myself.
Who's Cliff Richard?
This guy I once knew.
I see. Is there anything else apart from the bust in this alcove?
It seems to look like all of you, but it looks incredibly pained. The longer you look at it, the more you kind of feel really uncomfortable.
Is there anything else in the alcove apart from that?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay, do we have a sack or anything? Because I don't like this thing, it's making me uncomfortable.
I mean,
Yeah.
can I just turn it round?
Are you going to pick it up and turn it around?
Yeah. I don't want it
Okay.
to look at us.
As you pick it up, you hear a ear-piercing scream in your own head, and it sounds like yourself under significant torture and torment, and you drop the bust.
Oh, it's such a weed, Karen. Alright, I'll carry it. If you can't manage it, honestly, Tom's gonna roll up his sleeves.
You're
Okay.
more than welcome to.
Tubbs picks it up again, the screech goes on, and Tubbs immediately drops it.
Fucking hell, that was... I just want to say, I'm strong enough, but that thing was screaming at me. Did you not hear it?
Stab it with my spear. I want it gone.
I'm just starting to smoke.
Rosie sort of pushes it with her spear until it's in the back corner.
There we go.
Should we take this with us?
I think not.
You want to take the creepy head with us?
Why would I suppose if someone should we leave before we get bundled in, shall we?
Well, we
Yeah.
could put it in our wagon, and if we're ever interrogating anybody, we'll just put them in front of that, and it will really unnerve them.
I mean, if you want to carry it out, Oz, you are more than welcome.
I will give it a go.
Okay. Again, you pick it up and you get this incredibly loud screech in your head. You can pick it up, but the longer you carry it, the more it feels like it's getting louder.
Can I kind of chuck it from hand to hand?
Like a sort of hot potato thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You sort of run back towards the bottom of the stairs, and then you realise that, yes, you've definitely been sealed in where you are.
Ah, bollocks.
I put the thing down on the ground then. I don't want to just stand there hot potatoing it if we can't get out.
So we appear to be trapped with a screeching thing and some mice, dead mice that killed a person.
So
Yeah.
all in all, we're doing better than yesterday.
At the other end of the corridor, there are some stairs that go up and stairs that go down. They're like a sort of spiral staircase.
So I guess we're not going back up to the main house. So
I'm a little unnerved. I'd rather we're left.
I mean,
will
me
put up.
too. I mean, we came downstairs to get here, right? So if we go upstairs, we'll get out, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Let's go upstairs.
Okay, let's
Let's
go.
try.
You climb up the stairs, and you feel like you've been climbing stairs for minutes when you reach the top. You
Cool,
are
I
now
feel that
on-
was like 5 whole minutes.
Yeah, you're on the top balcony, looking down, and you realise that the entire ceiling has collapsed into the main chamber, and
Oh,
there's
great
no
job,
way you
Karen.
can actually get down.
Is there not a bush I can aim for?
Not this week, no.
Right,
1 out
so
of 3. I need to get 1 out of 3.
There are 2 doors on the sort of balcony to the left, 2 doors to the balcony on the right, and there's one big bedroom in the middle behind you.
shall we go and look in the bedroom? Nothing
on.
bad that happens in the bedroom, right?
Yeah, like a jewelry box would probably make me feel a little better.
It is where the magic happens.
Meg's gonna talk to Diaval and get him to fly off to see if he can find a way out that we can get out. What do you
Okay.
think, guys?
I think that's a good
That's
idea.
clever.
See, you got the brains of the operation.
Okay. The crow clucks happily and then sort of flies off to try and look around the building.
Becomes
Okay,
great.
so 2 doors to the left, 2 doors to the right.
2 doors
One
to
in
leave
front
the
of us.
smaller rooms on the left, and 2 doors, smaller rooms on the right, and then there's one big bedroom behind you.
Shall we go and look in the bedroom?
Yeah.
I think we should go for the bedroom, yes.
I'm going to walk into the bedroom and immediately check under the bed.
Okay. You walk into the bedroom. Is that the sort of big room behind you, yeah?
Mm.
Yep, okay. You walk in, there is a very cracked and broken 4-poster bed. Again, the ceiling seems to have come in certain parts. As you get closer to the bed, you look at it, it's covered in very old dried bloodstains and several marks that look like they've been made with some kind of bladed weapon.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, goddamn, that bed
bed-
certainly got a lot of use.
The bedposts as well are covered in blood handprints and marks from weapon strikes.
Someone really got done over in this bed.
Hmm.
More so than Karen on a Saturday night.
Oh,
I'm going to look under the bed for monsters.
Are you doing anything in this room?
Is there a jewelry box?
You notice there's a few bits of debris that look semi-interesting, but they're all kind of piled in the middle of the room.
I mean, someone was packing up to leave here or some shit. Everything's in convenient piles.
Yeah, it's all neatly stacked or folded or hided away.
Okay, let's go and have a look. Right, someone's coming here and fucked this bedroom up, right? Just
Yeah.
like someone's fucked up everything in this house.
Yeah, I wonder how that could have happened.
I mean, we know the bandits were coming here, but someone was doing some tarot reading. Someone's got some weird ass wine.
But it has been abandoned, hasn't it? So I'm squatting here. I don't know.
Well, so we came here because a bunch of people from this place have been getting tortured, right? What if they weren't from this place, but rather, the informants were from this place or some shit? It was all about, people looking at the future and stuff. Not the future. I'm confused. There's nothing helpful around this room, right?
You can examine the room if you want. All you've
I
got
would like-
for is jewelry boxes at the moment.
I would like to examine the room to see if there is any sign of, people living here recently, or it's been,
Okay.
ages ago, that kind of thing. Ah, fucking hell.
You sort of look around the room, and as you sort of get to the middle of the room, roll a d20 to see what happens.
I was just asking if Tubbs needs a hug. He seems a bit flustered.
Well, as you sort of say, "Oh, Tubbs, do you need a hug?" Tubbs sort of pirouettes on the spot to turn towards you and falls through the floor.
Oh, man! Tubbs!
Yes, I would like a hug, please.
Oh my god.
So You kind of rush over to where he was, and you look, he's fallen up about 10 foot to a solid stone floor below.
Do you still need a hug?
I'll be honest, I'm not having a good day, but I'm also not enjoying being in a spooky-ass house on my own, so if you want to come down here, you're more than welcome to.
How much linen is on the bed?
There's some linen, but it has been, like, sliced by swords and stuff.
Could we construct a rope of at least 10 feet with it?
No, I already
Could,
have a
but
rope.
it's of unreliable strength.
I mean,
I'll
I
be
don't have
honest.
a rope.
So what's in the room down here with me?
In the room down there with you, like half the room seems to be barricaded, and in the middle of the barricade there's a sign that seems to be written in very bold script that says, "There will be no Vistani in my master's realm."
Oh, guys, there's more Vistani shit down here. There's a barricade, and someone wasn't very keen on the Vistani coming here, apparently.
One sec, I'll be down in a minute, I'm just making a rope.
I mean, Karen, it's like 10 feet. If you lower yourself in, you'll fall like 1 foot. Just, hold on to the edge and hop down.
How tall do you think we are?
I reckon about 9 foot if you lift your arms above your head. That's about reasonable.
Maybe it's just a perspective thing because you're shorter than us, but
Yeah. Maybe Oz could get down without too much bother to get you, but yeah, we'll need a rope.
So, does this barricade look like it's keeping people in or out?
It looks like it's to keep people out.
Okay, so no, people don't want people in here, but we managed to get in here, so we're one up.
Well, we ain't none of them Vistanas, so, like, we's cool.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, you guys ain't Vistanas, are you?
I am on my mother's side.
well, I'm not, so I'm not put off by this crudely painted racist sign.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
that's good.
Yeah.
So
Are you
after-
guys coming down, or...?
I'll lower myself down, yeah.
Okay, so Karen makes a very makeshift rope and you climb your way down. So what are you going to do now? There's a door at the back of the room that seems to lead in a long corridor.
I'm assuming that's not the barricaded, right?
No, it's like, the barricade is like in front of you and you're kind of on the side of the barricade so you don't have to cross it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yep.
It seems to be like they've kept everything out of this room, but you're already in the room, so
We're on, like, the cross-section of it.
kind of. You've kind of
Okay.
managed to sort of bypass the barricade from where you came in.
Shall we see what's down that corridor? I mean, it says no Vistani in their master's realm. I'm wondering if that's what's down that corridor.
Well, I ain't Vistana, so I guess I was welcome, right?
I mean, I guess. I'll trust your judgment.
I mean, that's probably the first time anyone's ever said that.
I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd ever think to say it, but you seem like you know what you're doing.
But I appreciate
So,
it, Tubbs.
It's the only way out for now, so let's just go try it.
To be fair, I feel like Karen feels like she belongs anywhere, no
She's just one
matter
of
what
those
anyone
people.
else thinks, yeah. It's
Okay.
like, hey, you can't come back into the kitchens. This isn't for customers. Like, I go where I please. She's like in the fridge.
In the
This is
fridge,
my house now.
stealing all their chicken.
Yeah.
Looking for mayonnaise.
Mmm. Well, it's the next best thing.
Karen strikes me
so-
as more of a barbecue kind of girl.
Or that, yeah.
So you go down this corridor and it eventually opens up into it's like a very elaborate chapel, and in the middle of this elaborate chapel it seems to be like a curled dragon skeleton, but it's quite a very, very large dragon.
Is this like legit? It's like a real dragon?
Seems to be, although the head is missing.
So, remember them like church boys who was after some like fancy bones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could probably sell them these, right?
They'd love it.
I feel like this is probably a sacred place.
I bet Tubbs could make like a really cool chair.
I mean, they're skeletons, they're not really bodies, so that's not really my... That's more skeletal carpentry, that's a different niche.
It's a sub-discipline.
As you walk into the chapel and you notice the bones, you see a very lanky-looking elf in a sort of black and red robe rise from in front of the dragon, turn round to face you, and shout, "Are you Vistani?"
No, I'm Karen.
I'm Tubbs.
Both found the same joke at the same time. He sort of walks over quite sort of quietly and says, "You're not Vistani. Then I bid you welcome. Come, join me." And he gestures to a small table at the side where there's like basically humble food.
Now, did I mishear, or did you say he's a dragon?
He's not a dragon, he's an elf.
An elf, right? Okay, I don't mind a dragon.
Like praying in front of the dragon.
Okay, do you have a name? My mum always said, don't sit down to eat with someone who you don't know their name.
He tells you that his name is... He spouts about 3 minutes of Elvish and then stops when he realises you haven't been paying attention. He says, in this land, people have called me Fergus.
Fergus, lovely to meet you. I'm Tubbs.
He sort of looks at everyone else as everyone sort of blinks, looking back at him.
I'm Meg.
These are my friends, they have no manners.
I turn around and with a thumb gesture to the embroidery on the back of my waistcoat.
You are the man. Okay.
I'm the Ozmand,
Right.
but you can call me the man.
Well, howdy, I'm Karen. You ain't one of them celibate types, are you?
He sort of looks you up and down and says, maybe.
I'll be honest, Fergus, we're gonna get on.
I guess what the hell is going on in this house?
He again gestures to the table and he sits down. It's basically like very simple rice bread and stuff. There's nothing fancy here.
Now,
Well,
is there enough for us all to eat?
Yeah, there's loads.
Fergus,
Meg's
I
gonna-
can't help but notice you look like you're expecting guests.
He tells you that like rice bread keeps forever, and he's an elf as you can tell, and he's been here for about nearly 1,000 years.
So you've been in the basement of this house for 1,000 years.
Well, it's not so much the basement, and he sort of gestures to like a stained glass window you see behind the dragon, but we don't see the sun anymore. My master, as you can see, met with an ill fate, and he had his head removed as a trophy by a conquering general.
And that's what happened to the house, right?
Well, this used to be a place of noble blood, and my master's a noble creature, but, you know, that general came and he broke through our doors and he killed my master and he took his head, and
Now,
I can't leave the body while it's been desecrated.
is your master a people?
Well, my master is there, and he sort of gestures to the dragon skeleton.
I mean,
Right.
it don't look like anybody's master no more.
He tells
was
you
very-
that he was the servant of his master in life, and he was put in charge of burying his master's bones in death, but he can't while the skull's missing.
Wait, whose death? His or yours?
Well,
Don't you have that
I mean,
head?
it can't bury someone if he's dead, Tubbs.
it is very difficult to bury someone if, you know, you're dead as well.
I mean, I know this is kind of like a bit foreign to you, Tubbs, because you're a bit weird with all the whole what actually constitutes a dead.
I mean, he's some kind of god, right?
No, he's not a god, he's a dragon.
Oh, okay, so I can say he'd make a smashing armchair and you're gonna get cross with him.
Well, I would, because he was my master, but...
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
feel
god.
like there's some middle ground between those 2 points.
Yeah, it's a
Yes, I
good
don't-
thing that Tubbs didn't say that there.
It's more trying to continue the spirit of my master and what he would like. He was of noble blood, as I said. He deserves to be buried as a whole rather than in parts.
So basically, you want us to find his head, in exchange you'll give us a reward, right?
Well, I know where the Thunder Forge is, if that's of any use to you.
I don't know what no Thunder Forge is, boy.
Well, as in,
But I'll
like,
be honest, it sounds cool.
Well, it's a unique blacksmithing tool, I guess, is what you
Yeah,
want to call it. It's an item used by the gods to empower weapons, especially like magical ones.
oh,
So, but-
It was something that my lord was very proud of, because that's where a lot of his like noblest knights came from, and they got their weapons empowered.
Oh, I know about
Meg's gonna nudge
blacksmithing.
Tubbs.
I think we can take the deal. Let me go and chat with my friends.
Can I possibly, by the way, lift the whole curse of the no sun thing by opening the curtains?
There are no curtains here.
Damn.
It's Barovia. There's been like only like tiny bits of sun. Apart from the sun that, insert name here, walked into the sunlight to get dragged through the lake, you haven't seen the sun in Barovia since you got here.
Than like a week ago.
About 2 weeks ago at this point.
Okay.
Group huddle.
So, yeah, group huddle.
Yep.
Right. All we gotta do is find the dead dragon's head, and then we get.
First, I need to ask. I don't know if I zoned out, but did he explain all of the blood upstairs and the witch?
No, not
No,
yet.
but I'm wondering whether he actually knows about it or.
Can I just
I'm wondering whether the witch was Vistani. She came in here and he murdered her.
That's a good point.
I just like pop my head
Should
up
we-
from the huddle and look back down.
Karen! She'll know we're talking about.
So let's ask if he knew that witch. Make sure we don't mention that we're friends with her, because we weren't really friends.
Well,
And
we
then-
weren't friends. She just opened a door for us.
That's true. I've opened a bunch of doors in my life, so
Not
If that's
successfully.
Okay, so then we'll just do what I want.
Fergus.
See what happens about that stuff, or do you think it'll make him agitated?
I mean, we should probably ask just so we're in the know.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if we do it first, then we can use the forge, get better weapons. Then, if we have to, we can kill him.
Some sort of like forge like that's probably worth a fair bit too.
Yeah, but you can't really move a forge, Karen.
I mean,
But we
can
can rent it.
So basically,
cool.
we need to find out what this fella's deal is, where the head is.
Where to get so many daggers from?
Yeah, if we can find out whether he did that or not, because that's pretty, well, we'll know whether we want to fuck with him or not.
Yeah, I feel like that should be question number one. Like, hey, did you know about the woman with the 50 daggers in her downstairs?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we, I don't know if you know, but we did walk in and we did see a lot of blood and stuff.
Yeah, good job on that, by the way.
That was great. Roll etiquette. And what about that? What's going on there?
So, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm ready to ask Fergus the questions if you guys are okay with that.
Okay, you ask.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just going to roll etiquette to see if that helps at all.
Do you want to know?
So, Fergus, so when we were walking in here, we noticed there's a lot of, like, display of a corpse. Do you know anything
what?
about that?
There was a what?
There was a woman with a shit ton of knives in her.
He looks actually shocked and goes, But what do you mean, knives in her? I mean,
Wait, you see-
I've heard many performances over the years, but
Well, there was like 20 knives in her.
oh,
The house
So-
is falling down.
When was the last time you left this room, Fergus?
well, I can't leave my lord's bones for more than a day or two, so it's been a few years.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a question. Where do you think we are right now?
You're in Arkansas, told.
Okay, just checking we're not through some weird portal or something.
You should probably, like, call a builder, like, something... I'm not
House
sure
has
what
fallen
exactly
down.
is caused, like, like a wall to fall down.
The walls have fallen down?
Yeah,
The whole
like,
where?
place
Yeah.
has fallen down.
Which walls have fallen down?
All
a
of
lot.
them.
yeah.
Oh,
Roofs
aye.
have caved in.
He looks troubled and he starts shouting and, like, basically swearing, cursing in Elvish.
Imagine like
are any of you elves?
No.
I'm not an elf, but I don't think I've got any other languages. I was going to say, I don't know if I can speak
my
Elvish.
mother was Elvish.
If none of you are Elvish, then you don't understand what he's saying, but he basically seems to be swearing in Elvish.
So that seems like it's a problem for you.
It's the militant filth.
Who's the militant filth?
He spits and says, the Vistani.
Probably was. They were Vistani daggers.
Do you have any idea, like, what might start with a Z that also might be associated with the Vistani?
He just looks at you and blinks, and he's just like, what?
Never mind, just my girlish musings.
So basically, the whole house is falling down. There's a lot of blood everywhere. Basically,
What?
we think
What
that
do you mean
someone
there's
was.
blood everywhere.
I mean, there was a lady who was stabbed by like 20 knives. That tends to leave a bit of blood
Yes,
around.
you mentioned her, but what do you mean blood
I mean,
everywhere?
like in the bedroom, there was blood all over the bed. Basically, we think someone might have been using this house while you were down here, and they've been taken away and tortured and killed and stuff.
He looks physically troubled.
You look physically troubled. Would you care to elaborate?
He just basically tells you that the Vistani have been creeping further and further into Arkansvold Hall, and his attempts to remove them just leave him like overextended, so he has just barricaded the room like you've just walked through. Then he
Okay,
asks
so-
you, how did you get past the barricade, by the way?
The house fell down.
Yeah, Tub sort of fell through the floor.
Oh,
Yeah, you should probably get someone to fix the floor.
well, there is
You
only
should
me.
probably
but
leave here,
okay.
Fergus.
I can't leave my master.
Here's the
No.
thing, though. Why do the Vistani want to get in here so much?
Well, they don't seem to want to get in here, they just want to occupy here. It's the Vistani there. He just spits again and shouts militant filth.
Okay, so if we find,
You fight them, or we could help you get out of here with
I
the
see.
bones.
if we can find the head, we can bury the dragon, then we can leave, right?
Well, all I need to do is bury my master, and once my master is buried, I can give you access to the forge, and I'm no longer bound by any kind of oath.
Plus, you'll be happy to hear that Tubbs actually like killed a Vistani.
That's true, I did.
He shakes your hand and says, good man.
I'm gonna hand him the candlestick. Like, I want you to put this somewhere. It was this candlestick that killed him.
He sort of turns over in his hand and says, looks like it was a painful death. Nice. But yeah, he just says, you know, I'm oath bound to bury my master, which requires burying the whole of my master, not just...
Where do you want to plant him?
I will find somewhere once his bones are back.
Okay.
So where
There's a
you know
couple
where
of
his head-
places nearby. I should bury him in the swamp. He did love the swamp.
Do you know where his head might be?
I don't know where the general took it. If I'd been alive when the general was here, I would have stopped him.
So hold on, you weren't alive when the general was here, but you've been here 1,000 years.
No, I was unconscious. I got knocked out during the combat.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, that's still alive. He's just unconscious.
How long ago did the head go missing?
Well, as I said, I've been here about 1,000 years.
So about 1,000 years ago, a general stole a head.
Yes.
So do we
It's
know
a
where it
dragon
might
skull.
be now?
Know it if you saw it. It's... And he sort of gestures like a sort of very large fish in his hands.
Didn't we see a dragon skull at a pub?
Yeah. Can I roll to see if I remember seeing a dragon skull somewhere?
Yeah, you can roll, yes.
I feel like we saw one at a pub.
This dragon skull, the one he's talking about, you wouldn't have seen. This is a significantly bigger than the other one.
Okay, so who was this general? Where did they live? Give us some deets. By the way, we're officially known around these parts as CSI Barovia. We're a bit of a big deal. Investigated kind of our thing.
Oh.
Plus, we're starting a band. You play drums.
Very good point.
He glances at Ozmand and says, "Oh, you've got the sword."
What
And he
sword?
points at the sword at Ozmand's belt.
Oh, this whole thing? Yeah, we,
I remember empowering that the first time.
We found it. Where did we find it? We found it in the monastery, didn't we?
we did.
There's a
yes.
monastery?
Well, I'm
There
beginning
was
to
a
suspect
monastery.
it's not a monastery because it was very well defended, and it's kind of place that might be the place where you'd have an army.
I think in 1,000 years, a lot's probably changed.
What was the town that was near again?
The town that was near where you are now, it's Krez that had the monastery.
Was the general from anywhere near a place called Vallaki?
Well, the general sort of invaded Barovia.
Okay, so we need to find this dragon head, which is somewhere in Barovia,
Guys,
and then
guys,
bring it back.
quick hurdle. Do you think we could make one out of paper mache?
I think he's gonna know the difference.
I
He hasn't seen it in a long time.
think
Yeah.
it is.
I mean, I haven't seen my own skull, but I'd know if it was made out of paper mache.
Oz has a very good point. His skull is not like paper mache.
I mean, that's
Karen, this is a terrible idea, Karen.
Normally, I'm with you 100% and trust your judgment, as you know, but this time, I'm not sure this is anything.
fine. I will reluctantly accept that it's a bad idea.
I can't hear you, Karen. You're whispering too quiet.
It's really hard to whisper in an accent.
Well, how about you whisper normal volume and just say whispering or something for it so I don't have
Yeah,
to
do like a
turn you
stage
up to
whisper.
like 5 billion when I come to edit this.
It's a bad
so
idea.
It's a
That's
bad
the thing.
idea. Right. Fergus,
Yes.
do you have any idea where this skull might be? Because I'm not going to lie, we're new in town.
All I know
Barovia
is that he took my master's skull when he left. But I know my master's skull hasn't left Barovia.
What was the general's name?
He spits again and says, Zarovich.
Huh.
Did his first name begin with a V by any chance?
I don't know. I just know him as General Zarovich.
You're one of them Vistana types.
He just spits again.
So,
Okay, but
guys, I think I found a Z. Although, with this Zarovich, was he human? Would he still be alive now?
He was coated in crimson blood when he arrived at the castle. That's all I
Well, it
remember.
does sound
of
like a
him.
human.
I mean, I've known people who have been covered in blood. What are the odds that this Zarovich are?
He's one of the previous corpses that you've seen covered in blood.
Yeah, no, what are the odds this Zarovich is that BZ Bella?
I mean,
It's a good
we're
possibility.
halfway there. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to go out and find some information about this Zarovich fella. Go find the dragon skull, bring it back, they can bury the dragon skull here. And then, yeah,
And then we go to the pub, I guess.
I guess so. And just wait for it to all blow over. 2 more questions, if I may.
Yeah?
Firstly, what's going on with the crypt and all of the blood?
The what?
There's a crypt and there's some letters scrawled on it. No? Not ringing any
No.
bells?
The crypt had some of the most noble knights buried in it.
Okay, well, they've been eaten by rats. So,
Yeah, and replaced with wine.
yeah.
Why?
Right, let's not
And not
upset,
very good wine.
upsetting Fergus, I fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Why?
also-
Also,
I remember my master used to store some of the holiest wine.
well, it tastes a bit black now. I drank some and it wasn't very nice.
He
Come slow.
goes, He holds a finger up and walks through into a sort of back chamber, comes back. He brings you a bottle of wine with no label on it and he hands it to you and says, There.
Might I try it?
Yep.
I'm going to try a bit of the wine against my best judgment.
You try the wine, it tastes totally divine.
I'll be honest, this is the best bloody wine I've ever had.
Can I have a sip, Tubbs?
Go on then.
Sit around.
I'm going to hand it round.
Like, yeah.
So, yeah, you pass
just
the
gonna-
wine round, everyone seems to really enjoy it. And he says, we have the means. Devout
You want we should get you in touch with our wine guy.
wine guy.
His name's
Yeah.
Edmund,
Yeah.
Oh,
but is a half dog creature
dog
okay?
creature.
Yeah, he's just a friend.
I'll be honest, the world
Sir.
is a bit weird.
Yeah.
He's real good at fetching though.
Basically, a bunch
bit-
of people got a disease and then got turned into dog people.
Oh my.
Yeah,
I will
poor
employ
souls.
one as a wine deliverer.
Because a crazy Frankenstein monster kind of lady killed the rest of them.
A what?
Yeah,
Monster princess.
Yeah, what's a Frankenstein?
Monster princess.
that's the
Yeah.
point. Who was the Lord of the Land when you were wandering around?
The Lord of the... Well, after he took over, it was Zarevich, but before of that, we were all just sort of little towns. We just had our mayor.
There is Lord of the Land now, because they were trying to make a wife for him. I'm beginning to wonder whether Tsarevich isn't still alive.
Well, if it is, it's probably a good bet that that's where I'd be keeping like a dragon skull trophy.
Well, I mean, we know that he wasn't at the monastery, so... But
I mean,
you know
if
what
he's
is
still alive, he'd have to be pretty old by now. I mean,
He
and
might be an elf, I
we've
guess.
killed young people before. We won't have any trouble with an old guy.
That's true.
I mean, I've killed a few old people.
All we need to do is like open a window and let the breeze do its job.
Fair point.
I've
So-
also found that breaking their knees is quite effective.
You know the issue I'm having right now? I feel like the best way we're gonna find him is by going to find the library and having a bit of a read up. We all know where the only library in Barovia fucking is.
In
Yes.
that Frankenstein princess's house.
Well, we could ask Ricky about it, see if he knows anything. He seems to generally know.
That's
yeah,
true.
and he might have heard about some like of the auditions for the drummer.
True.
Yeah.
So,
And then we
need
can
to
ask
head
these drummers
back.
about
Meg, do you want to go and see if your friends found a way out?
Yeah, I'll check on Diaval and I'll meet you guys.
We'll meet you at the exit on the way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, catch you later.
By the way, Fergie. Shit. No,
Fergie?
no, I
Don't
can't
like
call him
that. I
Fergie.
already have to compromise that my name has been shortened from... And again, just starts this spiel of Elvish.
Fergie, I really like
Say
your
it.
lady lumps, but can you play the drums? You didn't answer.
Drums. I've
The drums.
never once tried to play the drums.
Do you play a musical instrument? No.
He sort of gestures towards... There's a very large, heavy as hell harp in the middle of the room.
I feel like we can use that. Basically,
put up-
once you leave here, we're getting the band together. You seem like a chap who sticks by his word.
Well, I have been loyal to my master,
Time.
even though he's been dead for 1,000 years.
Exactly. So, we need to go and find out a bit about this Zarevich fella,
Okay.
and
so-
then come back with a skull, bury him, take you back into town, start the band, make some sick dollar.
In the meantime, I think you could like stick some wheels on that harp. Maybe make it a bit easier to take around.
He's not really sure what to do about that, but he says he'll consider it.
Alright, see you later, Fergie. Take care.
Okay, so you all begin to head off back to where you were. What are you doing now? You're in the barricade room.
Was Lady Lumps actually by Fergie, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
just want to make sure.
Right, guys, we need to do something. Do we want to explore the rest of the house? See what's going on?
I mean, we need to find a way out of the house first.
That's a good point, actually.
I
there
didn't
was-
actually catch which way, like, Meg went.
I'm assuming she went back up the rope. I mean, there were 4 doors upstairs we didn't go through, so we can always go and have a look at them.
Fergie, do you know a way out?
He's at the end of a corridor, but he sort of goes, I haven't left here in a long time.
I feel like we need to go back upstairs and then go and look through some of those other doors on the balcony.
Could we actually just open that big window?
Well,
Yeah, how high up are we?
Fergie! Does that big window open?
He tells you no it doesn't, it's a stained glass window, it's sealed. And even
I
if it
feel
did open, it would be onto a cliff face.
I feel like there's more we can discover here.
That is true. We
I mean-
weren't really expecting to find Fergus here. We were
No.
sent here to see what the deal was with the people
Exactly.
presumably being taken from here. So I'm guessing,
It looks like the Vistani are using the seers to look for something. A
Yeah.
person, a girl, clearly quite important to them. So 4 doors up on the balcony, right?
There are 4 doors up in the balcony, yes.
Shall we start with the left one and just see what we find?
I
As
just
you look
want to
through
look.
these rooms, they are basically the same every single room. It's like a very swollen, damp, like sodden straw bed, and the rest of the ceiling's collapsed in.
Ah.
There's very little here.
Right.
While we're on the balcony, I just want to see if I can see Enrique from here.
No, because the balcony looks into the main room, but
Right,
everything
okay,
is just
I
like...
I thought it was an exterior balcony. Sorry.
No, sadly not. But you do notice that there's like several rat nests, and it looks like it came down on top of people when it did collapse, and you don't really know how sturdy the like remnants are.
Just so we're clear, did it collapse when Karen hit that thing downstairs?
The ceiling itself, no, but the bit
Okay.
over the stairs down to where you went did.
Right, I was wondering whether Karen's actions maybe killed a lot of people
whole
just
house.
now.
Karen,
The
nothing
first
to do with this whatsoever. Karen is innocent.
Oh no, I'm not judging. I've just wondered whether it,
Karen is innocent and that judge was wrong.
whether we'd just killed some people we
Ruin
were
the whole
looking for.
house just a little bit.
Look, I mean, they bricked it up. I thought there was something valuable behind it.
Yeah, I thought there
Well,
was a
that's-
secret cool room.
Yeah, I'm sure the screaming head was, valuable for someone.
So yeah, that shits me as well still. So we've looked over up here, right? There's some stairs down, weren't there?
Yes, when you came up the stairs, they could have went down the stairs as well.
Guys, the only way we can go now is down those stairs.
Let's go. Let's be brave.
Let's be brave, and I'm going to stand behind you.
You head down the stairs, and as you get there, you notice that as you continue to head further down, you notice that the blood stains on the walls and the fingernails and stuff marks on the stairs and the walls continue and get much more frequent.
So people are being dragged down or up? Can we
People
tell?
seem to be dragged up.
Right, okay, so if anyone's living here, they're going to be living down here, right?
Yeah, this is where they squatting.
So let's take it easy.
Well,
Make sure we
also, what was up? It was only Fergus.
Only the sort of bedrooms and collapsed rooms.
So
So
let's...
they was being dragged up to that bed.
They would have been dragged up to the crypt that you
Oh.
went along, or dragged to be thrown out the front door.
So they was dragged up to be taken out. But we's just trapped here forever.
I mean, I figure there must be a way out downstairs. Well, there's something downstairs. Let's go have a look.
I mean, you say forever, but that really just depends on how quickly we can bust through that stained glass window if it comes to it.
I mean, I was going onto a cliff.
I guess if I broke one wall, I just have to break enough walls that there's no more walls. And then was outside.
You just gonna fully...
Yeah, just find the supporting wall.
I mean, that might not be a good idea.
Maybe we should just go and see what's downstairs and then work it out from there.
Collapse the building!
Let's say that's plan B.
Yeah.
Turbs is no fun at all.
After about a minute of going down, you come to a very narrow corridor, and in this narrow corridor there are 3 rooms to your left, and there's a sort of bigger room to your right, and the corridor itself carries on and goes down some stairs.
I suppose we go left.
There's a
Yeah.
sort of scent of candlelit rubbing alcohol in the air.
Smells
Okay.
like rubbing alcohol. Just like my daddy used to drink.
Should we go and see what the deal is?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So are you looking at any of the rooms on the left, or are you looking at the room on the right?
On the left, I feel like. If we start small, those rooms are smaller, less likely to tickle us, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah. Although I once knew a guy who died in a cupboard, so...
Well,
Yeah.
first left door.
you come to the first left door.
I'm gonna knock.
On the door is a very petite brass plaque that says "knock first."
I'm gonna knock.
Okay, you knock on the door. There is no response.
Well, I mean, we was knocked first, so it doesn't specify what to do after.
Yeah, it doesn't say we have to wait. It just says
After
knock
you.
first.
After you.
After me, I guess, and open the door.
Okay, you open the door. Inside, in the middle of the room, there is a wooden table with restraints on all four
Great.
legs, and next to it there is a tray of what seems to be some kind of either surgical or torture tools, and on the wall there is a small plaque again that says, "If you can't be trusted, we will chain," and there's another one that says, "Clean up after or else."
Sounds like people are doing torture down here.
Yeah, folks around here seem big on the whole torture thing.
When you pick up any of the tools, you notice that there is a small yet very sturdy chain attached to the bottom of all of the different tools.
Jesus.
Someone knows Karen's tendencies.
It's like when you go to the bank.
Okay, so
I'm
next
getting
room?
out of this room.
Yeah,
next
next room.
room.
So, as you turn to exit, you notice that on the back of the door there is a big latch and a rather sturdy padlock. So, you move to the next room. Again, it seems to be exactly the same kind of door with exactly the same kind of plaque on it.
Do we hear anything from inside?
Nothing inside.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Nothing
Yeah.
inside at all, no.
If I kick the door in, technically that's knocking first, and then also going in one move.
You can if you want.
That is pretty efficient.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice and efficient. I'm going to kick the door in for the sake of efficiency.
Roll. You kick the door and end up tweaking your knee.
The highest I've rolled isn't
Karen, you know this is my territory. I'm going to punch that door open.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
You thump the door with your fist, you end up getting a incredibly swollen fist again. So Karen is kind of hopping up and down, rubbing her knee, and you're sort of blowing on your hand as it's inflating and turning purple.
Guys, I think it's locked. It's not going to open.
I want to try the handle.
Yep,
Someone else
the door
defeat
opens
the door.
very easily.
Oh my god.
Well, that's fine. We had to
Yeah, you lose a bit.
eliminate all possibility. It might have been... I'll be honest, I thought I saw a rune that says if you touch the door, you're going to die, so...
Yeah, we was knocking first.
Touched it with your hand.
No, punching isn't touching, actually, I think you'll find in terms of magical lingo. Magical is all very, very much about loopholes.
Good to know. Good to know.
That room is exactly the same as the one before, although it smells stronger of surgical spirit.
I'm guessing Tom was in here
Nice
more
and
recently.
clean.
At this point, you're right next to the right-hand door. Do you want to do anything with it?
Let's have
We
a
should
look.
check that out. Yeah.
Does it have a plaque on it?
Nope.
Okay.
You open the right-hand door, and inside it's a quite obvious storeroom. There are several blade stones for sharpening blades. There's rubbing alcohol. There's scraps of cloth, and there's a large black book
Scraps of
that-
cloth.
that looks very similar to the torture book you stole from the bandit camp.
I was going to say, does it look like the torture book?
Scraps
Do I
of...
recognise any names in it?
You glance through it. All you really notice when you glance through it is that it's in a very thick Vistani script, so it's quite difficult to read, but it's exactly the same as before. It seems to be this person. This is what they said after they were encouraged, shall we say.
That's not admissible in court.
Okay, so...
As you sort of flick through, you notice that one of the most commonly used phrases is, they don't say that this is what has been shrieked out or this is what has been confessed. They say this is the frantic bleating of the tormented sheep. Which seems to be a Vistani expression for something, but no one can really place what it's from.
Tormented
So-
sheep.
Like the Vistan has been doing the torturing.
Yes.
I see. So, anything else in the room of interest?
Nope. There's basically just anything you'd need to sharpen or replace torture tools.
But
So
Um,
basically,
They've made
they
themselves at home here, haven't they?
They have. Was there a third door on the left?
There's a third door on the left.
I'm not even going to knock. I'm going in.
Okay, roll.
wow, you rebel.
I'm assuming there was a sign encouraging me to knock.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
fuck.
was.
2-1
Yeah.
to
Oh my god!
You collapse into the room. Inside the room, there's someone tied to the bed, and there is someone at this point trying to rip one of their teeth out.
I'm
Who
CSI
sort of looks up at
Barovia.
you and sort of shrugs and says, "It says knock first."
CSI Barovia, we don't knock for no one, you piece of shit. I'm going to blast him with the fire stuff.
Roll.
Come on, not a 1.
So you blast him in the chest with a fireball. Everything starts catching fire because it's all been cleaned with surgical spirit. He falls to the ground and starts patting himself down, trying to put the fire out. While
Can I
the
just-
creature on the table starts going.
Can I just close the door?
Oh my god.
Close the door.
Are you
I'm still in there.
inside or outside, Karen?
I was outside.
I'm just going to lock me in. Thanks.
Oh my god.
I will drag Tubbs out first and then...
No,
close the
I'm
door.
going to resist that shit. I'm shouting at this guy. You're a torturing piece of shit. What are you torturing these poor people for? They don't know where she is.
Fine, I'm gonna give up dragging Tubbs out and close the
Okay.
door.
Roll. Can someone do me a roll to see if everything catches fire in that room? Yep, everything catches fire in the room. It's basically an entire blaze. And as you sort of pull Tubbs back out, you hear everyone shrieking as the entire room is
Do we want to quickly go and get
Fire.
that person out?
they're tied to the bed and they're basically incinerated at this point.
Oh.
Don't think about it. Don't think that you killed that poor person.
There, let's just go to the next room.
One of them was a piece of shit. I'm assuming they're torturing people to try and find out where this woman is.
I feel like we might be on some kind of clock now that you've set fire to the building.
You killed one good person, one bad person. Comically, that's a wash.
Okay then.
I'll just let that pass.
Okay, there.
Fire door, and you'll be fine.
As you had looked through the rest of the chambers, basically the entire room was solid stone, but the smell of rubbing alcohol is literally so strong that fire would easily spread, put it that way.
I see.
Especially on a wooden table.
I had to put him out of his misery. He was too far gone.
Is that what happened?
Can I roll
That's exactly what happened.
perception to see if that's true?
You didn't say anything. I'm gonna roll to lie to myself.
11's the highest I've rolled.
Can't lie to yourself. You put on a brave face for everyone else, but that's as far as it goes.
Is there another door at the end of this corridor?
There's no doors, just stairs straight down. And from downstairs, you hear the sound of snoring, and you hear the sort of like crying and laughter.
Well, that's creepy.
Well, I can understand the crying given what's just happened, but the laughing's a bit more unsettling.
I mean, it feels like the Vistani, they set up proper shop here, and they're looking for someone, right?
Right.
As in, they pinned up that lady because she was as a message to the rest of them that they better not fuck about.
Well, those ones at that camp were pretty intent on finding some girl.
I'll be honest, I feel like maybe the Vistani aren't... I feel like they're the ones being threatened as opposed to the ones doing threatening.
Yeah, I thought that as well, because I thought the old woman was a Vistani.
Yeah.
And I don't think the guys at the bandit camp weren't Vistani, they were just bandits.
We did witness them being pretty threatening.
And I mean, if this Zorovich chap is the one doing the threatening, it makes sense. If he's the Lord of the Land, somehow still, it makes sense that he's going to wield a bit of power over these people, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So, let's go downstairs and see what we find, I guess.
I mean,
Crossbow out.
I just hope this whole building don't burn down on top of us.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm going to pull my spear out. Trust my judgment.
Fergie's gonna burn.
Oh shit, Fergie.
He won't burn, it's fine. That room is made of metal, it's not going to stretch, it's fine, don't worry about it. Trust
So
me.
what you said is that he is now in an oven.
The room is made of stone, so it's not gonna, spread.
Just hurry downstairs.
It's just because most of them are covered in flammable liquid and they don't expect to spark, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head down the stairs, and the next floor down there seems to be like 3 or 4 rooms, but they all seem to be like guard chambers, and as you pass them, they seem to be like sort of bunk beds with Vistani half asleep on them.
How many?
About 4 or 5 in total for the whole floor.
Okay, shall we sneak through?
Yes.
I'm going to sneak through to the other side of the room.
Okay, maybe we head it backwards again then. So if these are Vistani.
Yep, these are definitely Vistani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, forget the previous conversation then.
What are you trying to do, Karen? Do you think we should kill them all?
I mean, they don't seem all that nice. Maybe we should smother them in their sleep.
They are torturers, but I feel like that's a bit much.
I mean, I'm already holding a pillow.
Just
one. Don't use a pillow.
So, are you wanting
I mean, we have 50 daggers.
Wait, there's no point in us trying to smother them all by myself.
I'm going to try and stop her.
I feel like that's inefficient.
We can smother later. If we need to later, we've got enough daggers for all of them.
But they can't fight back if they's asleep.
Okay, guys, I've got a strategy. It might not work.
Okay.
I feel like...
I've got an idea.
Okay, go on, you go first.
How about we all take one each? What is there? How many is there? Like,
There's
5.
about 5.
oh, okay. If they're in bunk beds, then Tubbs, you fireball one side, and then I'll stab one, and then Ozmand can stab one, and Karen can also stab one.
I mean, I don't know if you want to kill him, but why don't we scare the shit out of him? As in, we know that someone's got their number, right?
Where?
Someone's after them if they can't find this girl.
It seems more like.
Wait, do we know that? Yeah, I thought
He's the
They're
one.
looking for the girl.
He's the one with the number.
I feel like, given that it was a Vistani lady that was stabbed up against a wall in the place that they're actively doing torture, I feel like they might be being threatened.
She weren't a Vistani lady, she was stabbed with Vistani knives.
I thought she was a Vistani lady.
I had that back. Yeah, I thought she was, but then maybe she wasn't.
Was she a Vistani lady?
The girl at the start?
Yeah.
She was a seer, so they're all Vistani.
Yeah.
So they're not going to string up their own type, are they?
I mean, she was full of Vistani knives.
Basically, what I'm thinking is if we can be like, we are part of this, we're here for the big boss, and we've come to find out why shit's not getting done, we might get a bit of authority, but we might also have it wrong and therefore look like Belen.
Another idea.
Okay, go. Actually, let's walk back the other way.
Get one of them in their sleep and get some information out of them.
Let's do it. Let's grab someone.
Yeah, we'll kill like 4 of them.
Let's not kill
And
anyone.
interrogate the last one.
Let's not kill anyone.
Yes, that's also a good idea.
Let's maybe just kidnap one and not kill anyone else. How about that?
Oz, what do you
Compromise.
think we should do?
I mean, there's literally a table we can strap them, interrogate them.
What do you think we should do, Oz, if you could be quiet?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm down with the whole killing these guys in their sleep thing.
I'm with Oz. I feel like we take one up to the chamber and tie him to the thing and pretend like we're going to torture them, and then see what they say. There's 2 purpose-made places up there to tie people down. Thoughts?
But
Take him
then-
out with us. We can tie him up, and we don't have to go back that way.
Exactly. So, let's
So
grab
just
one.
continue on where.
Okay.
Let's grab one.
So how are you going to keep him quiet?
Karen's going to... Karen, do you want
Punch
to
him in
smother
the
him still?
head. Yeah, I'm going to smother him until he's not quite dead, but he's, like, pretty unconscious.
Okay.
This reminds me far too much of another plan that we've done.
Yes, I remember this plan of yours.
But we're going to go with it.
Right, okay. First of all, roll to see if you can smother him.
Oh my god, this is.
Are we going to pull him out as we smother?
Okay, you've
Okay,
smothered
then
him.
do that.
Roll to see if you can, like, keep him just not dead. No.
Oh
he
my
is-
god. No.
He is dead.
I'll try again.
Wait.
Run, everyone,
Why not?
Run.
Wait. Karen, I'm going to... Fucking hell. Karen, stop. Go.
So, not, convinced with killing just one of them, Karen has tried again and smothered the second one. Roll to try and knock him out. Natural
Wait.
20, yes, you managed to knock this one out and not kill him.
Jesus Christ, Karen.
We'll just hide the first one under the bed.
I mean, he looks peaceful.
Okay, so you grab the one that's unconscious and you run back up the stairs with him.
We're going to tie him to a table.
So are you taking him into one of the please knock rooms?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so there's a table in front of you, what do you do?
Oh, we're strapping him down to it.
Okay.
Yeah, are the 2 people in the other room still burning alive and screaming?
They're basically like, they stop screaming, but you can still feel the heat coming from that room.
Let's leave it for now.
Okay. I feel like it would have added to the whole ambience of we are pretending to torture you.
Right.
Right,
So,
so
we're going to pretend to torture this motherfucker.
You strap this guy down, how are you going to wake him up?
I will splash alcohol spirit in his face.
Okay,
Can
roll.
I help Karen?
Dark.
Okay, so you splash some stuff in his face and he wakes up and he goes, huh?
Right,
You do.
laddie. We're going to have a conversation, Vestani style.
He
And I'm just going to start
speaks to
looking
you
at
in
it.
a language you don't understand.
Do you speak our language?
Common.
Common.
Let's see, does he speak common?
If not, you're not going to be used to us.
No,
you're not
he
gonna be
doesn't.
used to us. Okay.
I grab my pillow and go back downstairs.
Wait. Karen, wait. Does anyone know any languages other than common? I feel like I know one. I know like halfling.
No, Karen only speaks common.
Does anyone speak anything that isn't common?
Abyssal?
I mean, you can try.
Abyssal.
Do you know what? Oh no.
He just looks disturbed by your.
Do you think he speaks? Do you reckon he speaks Elvish? Does it sound anything like Elvish?
Well, none of you understand Elvish.
But from what Fergus was saying, everyone, does it sound similar?
No.
Okay.
Also, I don't think Fergie would talk with him.
No, I know. Right, so we've got a hostage now. I mean, we could leave him here and try another one.
Yeah, I've already got my pillow ready.
I'm like,
Okay, Karen, roll to pillow another one.
Rosie, go with her and make sure she doesn't kill anyone, please.
Okay.
Yep, you've pillowed it. Roll to try and knock it out. Nope, this
Can-
one you definitely kill.
Can we not
And
have
he
him
starts convulsing and making lots of noise.
Only 2 left.
Shush.
So, let's see if any of them awake because of the amount of noise killing the last one made. Both of the other Vistani are awake now.
Ah,
Don't you king shame us.
We're here to help you.
Okay. Do they believe that Karen is trying to just have a kinky time with the Vistani?
I mean, she looks like the kind of woman who would.
Yes, they do.
Do any
Especially because
you
Karen's
two
response was, don't kink shame.
Yeah. Do any you two boys speak common?
One of them sort of goes, and the other one goes, little.
Oh my god, Karen, what is...
You, Mr. Guy who speaks common, why don't you come with me?
Are you seducing this man to a torture chamber?
Yep, he follows you.
I guess I'll take him to the not occupied torture chamber.
Okay, the other one sort of goes like, and sort of taps him in the, sort of elbows him in the ribs and a kind of like, oh. He follows Karen, walking past the room that's on fire. He puts his hand on the door and goes, "Huh?" As he looks like he might check it out. What do you do?
These just disinfecting the place.
Oh god. Roll to keep his attention.
Surely, if anyone gets advantage on that roll, it's Karen.
Yeah.
Can I get an advantage for flash? Like, show him
Are
some
you
cleavage?
flashing him? Is that what you're doing?
No, just some cleavage.
Okay. He immediately moves very quickly towards you and he seems very interested.
Why don't you lie down on this bed?
Let's see. Does he lie down on the bed or does he... Nope, he's too busy trying to he's
Can we
kind of
storm
all
in at this
over
point?
Karen at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to go and investigate the noise and hopefully see Karen and this man.
I'm with Karen, and then when the guy is lie down, Rosie gets her spear lie down.
He
No,
sort of looks towards you and goes, two.
Yeah, you
And
lie
he
down.
tries to put his arm around Rosie as well.
Oh god. Lie down! Lie down there. This is going nowhere, Karen. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Can Tubbs walk into the room and just say, 3?
He sort of looks at Tubbs and goes, No, child, leave.
Can I just punch him in the side of the head while he's distracted?
Yep,
I'm
roll.
gonna try to ask him a question.
You punch him in the side of the head, he turns around to look and goes, rough. I like rough.
Yeah, real rough. Now lie down on the damn bed.
Lie down, to be fair, he's answering us.
You may need to knock him out properly. He just seems to think that you just like to be incredibly amorous with him.
Can I kick him in the junk?
You can do that, yeah.
Like, really, really hard.
Okay. You kick him really hard, you actually hurt your foot doing it, and he just grins really loud and goes, yes.
I guess you could say
I'm
it's
gonna
really hard.
I'm gonna smack him around the head with the haft of my spit.
Okay.
She said, lie down, you naughty boy.
You knock him out.
Why did we knock him out?
After the last 5 minutes, yeah, you knock him out.
We didn't need to, you guys. We could have just asked him.
I'm gonna tie him to the bed.
Okay. So, tie him to the bed, and you wake him back up with the alcohol. What are you going to ask him?
Oh, we're actually going to ask him.
Okay,
Right.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Listen. Are you Vistani?
Yes.
You in this house?
We live here.
It's not your house.
It's not your house either.
No, it's like Fergie's house.
Who is
Fergie's
Fergie?
She's got real nice lady loves.
Oh, so she's Fergie.
I don't know any of the lyrics from that song.
To be fair, that is basically the lyrics to that song. So, why are you torturing people in this house?
We don't torture.
I mean, I literally saw someone torturing in the next room.
No,
And
we just encourage answers.
Oh, well, in that case, let me encourage you to tell me some answers. I'm going to move towards the tortured.
Okay.
What answers is you encouraging?
He sort of looks at Tubbs, not really sure what Tubbs means. Why is child threatening me?
I'm not a child, I'm a halfling.
He's very
And
precocious.
because I need some answers, and I feel like you might need some encouragement. And I'm going to pick up the nastiest looking, knife I can.
Okay. It looks even bigger in your hand because, you're quite small. But he goes, Why is child got knife?
I'm going
Child
to
should not play with knife.
I'm going to undo his flies. You were keen to show my friend Karen this. Maybe I should take it off and show her what it looks like without you on it. What do you think?
Continues to laugh and says, child shouldn't play with knife.
Oz, would you mind removing this man's left testicle with this knife? And I'm going to hand him the knife.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would mind, but I'm a team player.
How about if you just cheese grate his nipples off?
I feel like he'd enjoy it.
I want to get as close as I can to to see if the guy reacts before I don't want to, they already make fun of me for stabbing a ghost baby. I don't want to be the nut remover as well.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, this is sorry. Just while we're doing this, I'm going to go and tap up the door.
Okay. So, let's see how he reacts to Oz getting near him. He seems quite worried and says, So, what do you want to know?
Why are you encouraging people? What information are you encouraging?
Oh, just whatever they want to tell us.
But what are you looking for?
Information.
About what?
He sort of blinks as in he's not really sure how to translate what he's trying to say. then goes, missing girls.
Okay, now, who is VZ?
What?
VZ. VZ. Who put... You know that woman who was killed in the foyer?
No,
Vistani Seer?
there was woman killed.
Vistani Seer.
What?
Oh, you don't know about it? Someone's killed.
He's genuinely looking really confused at you. He doesn't know what the fuck to say.
The girl with the cards. And I'm just gonna throw tarot cards at him.
Yeah. These look familiar?
He sort of looks at them around and goes, devil?
Yeah.
You better tell us what you know or we'll have another little girl go missing.
I say, what information do you want to tell us?
He just looks at Karen and is not sure what the hell she means.
It means that my friend Oz the Bieber Stabber will be making another little girl.
How will he make girl?
Look, I feel like the metaphor was missed on you. He's gonna chop your dick off.
He just sort of goes, right. Why?
Because you're torturing people for no information. So you want to find out
Torture?
your people are.
My people do many things.
Exactly. So, what information have you found about the missing girls?
We don't know where either of them went. That's why we encourage.
So there are 2 missing girls. Are they Vistani?
No.
Who are they?
They're just girls. They went missing last from Valaki.
But there are lots of people who go missing. Why are these ones special?
I don't know. The boss man, he wants to find them.
Was one of the missing girls called Owen Wilson?
Like, no.
Okay, just because we might have known where that one went.
So who is Boss Man?
He's the one that lives in the castle.
Do you know what his name is?
No, I don't bother with that.
Does the name Zarovich ring any bells for you?
He just sort of shrugs and just goes, whatever.
Do you have like a sick looking dragon skull by any chance?
Have you seen any dragon skulls?
Why would I see a dragon skull?
I don't know, but you're not being very helpful.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? You have knife to my junk.
How do we get out of here?
You'll go through a door. And he spits at you.
Okay, so basically there's a lord in the castle looking for missing girls. These guys are torturing people to try and find them. I'm assuming that lord therefore is this VZ fella.
Could be.
So, what's our game here? We got 2 mysteries to try and solve, and I reckon they might be linked.
Well, do we have to solve them? I mean, Ricky sent us here to find out what's going on. I mean, we've got a good idea of what's going on.
True.
Yeah, so really we solved the mystery.
We did.
Basically.
We solved the mystery of what's happening here.
Now, is there a way out down there? Because the way up here has been blocked.
He again just sort of shrugs. And he sort of gives you a very dismissive look.
Oz, would you like to go ahead with the operation, see if we can encourage our friend?
Well, I wouldn't like to, but...
I promise I won't call you the ball taker once.
That's very specific. That leaves open the possibility of quite a lot of different names.
I was thinking of the Nad Nipper, but...
I feel like this guy isn't going to tell us anything else at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do we do with him?
The bollocks burglar.
Okay, so I go and I kind of lean forward as if I'm about to just, saw into his junk. And then I flip the knife in my hand and crack him in the center of the forehead with, the pommel.
Okay.
To knock him out.
Yep, you just smack him in the head and it knocks him out.
Yeah, cool.
So you've interviewed someone by just asking him the worst questions imaginable? No. Just carry on.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I feel like if we have to torture someone again in the future, we should maybe work out what we want to know before we ask them.
Yeah, maybe.
We should probably...
Don't volunteer me for nut scraping duty again. That was, you put me on the spot there. And it was not a spot that I'm particularly comfortable being in.
I'll be honest, I did it because you're the scariest looking bastard here. We know that he's horny for Karen. They didn't find me intimidating, so... You were our best part.
Well, in future we'll get Meg to do it.
Okay.
Did you take anything from that last bit? Did you take any of the gear from the torture room, the book, anything like that?
We'll take the book.
We couldn't have took any of the gear. It was
Gear was chained down. Yeah.
Okay, but you took the big black book.
Yes.
Just so I know for future what you have.
I'm going down the next stairs. Let's
Okay.
go down the
You
next
go
set of stairs.
and there's the guard room who's sort of like, where is my friend?
He's up there, he's just sleeping it off.
He's really worn out after.
He gets all the luck. He sort of stomps on after them. So you go down the next set of stairs, and there's like it's like a big semicircle of wall has been removed into the swamp, and you literally come down the bottom of the stairs. There's a couple of sort of Vistani standing about, not doing much, and you see them like they are grabbing one of the like hippie folk from within a giant cage and are dragging them towards where you are.
How many Vistani are there?
About 7 or 8.
Can I throw a fireball at a cluster, please?
Yep. Roll.
Guys, let's sort this shit out.
You throw a fireball, you miss, but they all sort of go, huh? And look over at you.
I'm gonna look intimidating, like, I suggest you leave here right fucking now.
The Vistani all sort of like look at you and sort of go,
19
"Who is
intimidation.
child?"
He's not a child, it's just in the distance is really tall but far away.
I rolled a 19 to intimidate them to make them run away.
They're all like, okay, and they begin to back off a bit. So you walk sort of round the edge and begin to head
Do I
into the
recognise?
swamp.
Do I recognise any of the people in the cage?
Most of them just seem to be the hippies. You recognise a couple of them from the winery.
The orgy. Cool. I'm going to unlock the cage if they are not coming near me.
Okay.
Right, hippie
You
fellas.
unlock the cage and the hippies like bolt past you and all run into the swamp. And the Vistani sort of look at you like, "You have met an enemy today."
Oh, great work, Tubbs.
Good. I eat enemies for breakfast.
So do the Vistani.
I'll be honest, I've already killed a Vistani, so
Well,
come at me,
You
bro.
have killed a Vistani. And
Yeah.
you notice 3 or 4 of them begin to draw weapons.
I mean, technically he killed like 2.
I mean,
First that
technically,
other
yeah,
guy the other day.
that's true. I've killed a couple of Vistani, yeah.
Usually if somebody kills Vistani, there's a price on their head. I think you should be collected.
Well, it's a good job I've got all my friends here to back me up, isn't it?
Yeah, we're all here.
Yeah.
Everyone's still here.
Ozmand says as he has Rosie over one shoulder.
How about this? You let us go now. We'll come back for a rumble in a minute.
Yeah,
We'll
we
set a
should
date and a
probably-
time and a place for this rumble, and then we'll rumble the hell out of it.
Yeah, we'll do it like proper
hear
dramatic
a-
laugh.
You hear a horn going off in the distance, and immediately the Vistani sort of also look towards it and alarmed, and then start running
I knew you was checking.
From where is the horn coming?
from deep into the swamp.
Okay. And they're running what way?
They are
Oh, wait,
running south.
I don't know the sound of that.
I mean, nor do I, but
I don't really like the sound of swamp.
You're currently in the swampland at the moment, but keep going to the east, you will eventually come back to the foot of the hill that you've parked the cart on.
Yeah, I don't especially want to get in like any more swamp. Like, man,
let's
it's
get out of
pretty
here.
muddy.
Let's get back to the cart.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Meg. I didn't see you hiding there. You must have stealthed out like a proper rogue.
Meg
let's
is
go.
sort of sitting on the cart playing with her crow.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, while waiting on the rest of you.
I say, Hola, Enrique, ¿cómo estás?
He's like, hola,
¿Qué pasa?
Free.
soy un caballo. Sí,
So,
vámonos de la crez.
The bell tolls. The end is nigh. For this week, at least. Join us again next week for more of our tale. This podcast is an adaptation of Curse of Strahd, a 5th edition D&D adventure. It was adapted from the original story by Nikoli Popsky. The podcast features Nikoli, Amy, Belry, AJ, Lexa, and Matt. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. Artwork was by John Moore.
I mean, that's true. Does anyone know how to play the bassoon?
It's
You can.
What the hell?
In real life, I do, but no, Meg doesn't.
Tubbs, you just got to
Yeah,
kind of stand in the
with both
corner
knees.
and blow.
That's cool. I mean, I tell you what, you keep it in the wagon for now. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure where I was going with this bit.
All you gotta do is blow, you see. Nick always thought that was pretty good.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Karen,
Totally, Mick.
I'm going to give Karen the bassoon. If there's one thing you can do, I'm sure it's blow and play the finger keys at the same time.
Blow and finger at the same time. You think she's a girl of many talents.
Right, sorry, I'm going to totally derail the podcast. I play the flute, and I have a piece of paper which was given to me by a definitely 70-year-old woman when I took my very first flute exam. And it says, Matthew showed an excellent understanding of tonality, and also his fingering and tonguing techniques were both superb.
Is that how you picked up, for want of a better term, your fiancée just showed her that piece of paper?
No, 'cause
Certified,
you know what?
really good at it.
I picked up an instrument partially on the grounds that it gets you all the women, and it's not a flute. Right, sorry. Okay,
Right.
so
All you needed was a squeeze box. We've had this discussion several
exactly.
times.
I did once nearly pull by playing a harmonica. Does that count?
Harmonicas are kind of cool, though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, away from my sexual prowess in the field of harmonicas.
We're doing a lot of bragging about sexual prowess this week, dude.
I mean,